Well, hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to do a video where I give you a bunch of updates for all these different passive platforms I'm in. Tell you what's working, tell you what's not, tell you what I'm super bullish on, tell you what I'm not super confident in. We'll run through all of these different platforms. And again, these are some of the platforms that I'm in that I'm using to create passive income on a daily basis. Majority of them are in the crypto space, maybe one or two of them in the Forex space. But what I'll do is I'll do a rapid fire update video here so you can get a gist of what's working and what's not. So real quick, guys, I am not a financial advisor, as you guys probably already know. Never take anything I say as financial advice. If you're going to get into any of these different platforms or anything in the passive income space, just know that there's risk. So please do your own research, do your own due diligence, and only put in what you can afford to lose. Okay. Follow that rule, guys. Only put in risk capital. Very, very important that you do that. Otherwise, you're not going to have a pleasant or positive experience. Okay. You're going to be a nervous wreck. You're going to be just an emotional basket case. Don't put any funds into any of these platforms that you have no business putting them in. You understand? So real quick, follow me on Telegram. I'll leave a link for that down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that little bell icon. That way you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and jump into the update. So we have to start with the Animal Farm. Animal Farm launched yesterday successfully. You can see here it's at $103 million in TVL, BUSD TVL. I do believe that this is going to organically grow over time. The more people learn about this, the more people know about this, and as people's confidence grows, right now people are kind of just dipping their toe in. They want to see what's working. They want to see how the dog pound works, right? Once they kind of see that, and we have a documented track record, right? And you have people like myself and maybe some other content creators that are showing their results. I think people are going to start jumping into this, and that's when the real fun begins. Because a lot of the parts of this ecosystem, well, I don't want to say a lot of parts, the pig pen, the dog pound, a lot of that is just, it's based on transactions. In other words, the more transactions that are happening on the animal farm, the more those parts of the ecosystem are going to pay out. So again, once people start learning about this and more transactions are happening and the dividends start to really come in, I think that's when people are going to start, really, aping into this. But yeah, $103 million in less than 24 hours. That's super respectable, guys. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Um, it's pretty insane to think, how much money has flown into this thing in less than 24 hours. And really, they, even though they did a paid marketing campaign prior to it launching or prior to the October 18th original launch date, a lot of that marketing really didn't help this launch because it launched November 1st, right? Um, so even without that, it still did 100+ million. It passed 100+ million mark in TVL. So, for me, I'm in the pig pen. I'm obviously in the drip garden. I'm in the piggy bank. I'm also in the farm. I forgot to mention that in my last video, in my last animal farm video. I'm also in the in some of the farms. But I do have $57,000 worth of dogs in the dog pound. So that's again, we don't really exactly know how that's going to work out totally because we've never experienced the dog pound before. We've never seen anything like it. So it's going to be very interesting to see. So stay tuned for those updates. I'll let you know what my progress is with the dog pound. But yeah, the animal farm is launched. It's live. That's what people are excited about. That's what people were waiting for. But now that it's live, I believe that the focus should shift back, or again, I'm not going to tell people what to do, but the faucet is really the main hub. It's the a year and a half it's been running, no exploits, no backdoor shenanigans, no restriction of the withdrawals or turning off withdrawals, no changing of the taxes or anything like that. All these things that we see with other DeFi platforms, this thing has just been doing what it's supposed to be doing for over a year and a half, guys. Yes, there's volatility with the token. Yes, the price of drip goes up and down. That's crypto. I mean, if you don't like that, then you're probably in the wrong space, okay? Or get into some stable coin things, or maybe into forex platforms, right? Because that doesn't trade in the crypto. You're not exposed to crypto, right? But if you're going to be in the crypto space, you have to be okay with the price of tokens going up or down, right? So again, I believe drip is undervalued. I think it can easily do a 3x or 4x over the next couple of weeks, if not the next couple of months. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Hey, it's going to $100 or 200." But I see some people, saying that stuff, and that's great. I mean, I understand why they're doing it. And would I be happy if it goes to $100 or $200 or $500 or $1,000, like what some people are saying? Of course, there would be nobody happier than me. But even at a $15 or $20 drip, people's daily passive income would be insane. Now is a great time to get in. Okay, even Forex said that it's to be expected. He said it. He said it over and over and over again, and then he posted it on Telegram. I reposted it in mine. That the price of drip, it was always expected to drop when the Animal Farm launched. That's what happened with the Manor Farm. That's what happened with the V1 launch, right? Price of drip dropped 20 to 25%, and then it did a 3x over the next couple of weeks. Will that happen with drip now? We'll see. If history repeats itself, it may very well do that. I can't guarantee that it will. I think it will, right? Because again, obviously, people are selling drip to get BUSD, pigs, dogs, jump into these different farms and pools in the dog pound, and et cetera, et cetera. Now that they've done that, right? There might be some people still doing it, but now that they've done that, I think people are going to start refocusing back on the faucet. They're going to start buying more drip, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see. That being said, the faucet is doing its thing. If you want to get into the faucet, I will leave my buddy address down below. Again, it's been running for a year and a half, solid track record. But the faucet is the main deal. Okay, it's the main hub. I think not only in the drip network ecosystem, but out of all the passive platforms, I think the drip faucet is the best passive income vehicle there is right now. So that being said, like I said, I'll leave my buddy address down below. Let's talk about Novatech. Novatech continues to perform. For a couple of years now, they've been doing an average of 3% a week. Yeah, it's just been it's been doing what it's been doing. I mean, I've had a tremendous experience with it so far. It's been a very positive and profitable decision to get into Novatech. But yeah, this thing could just continues to do what it's supposed to be doing. The only update I have for Novatech is people that were withdrawing in USDT. They were having some issues. You probably have to go back into your back office, and instead of withdrawing out in USDT, probably withdraw it in Bitcoin or something like that. Like I've always withdrawn it in Bitcoin, so I never knew that was an issue to begin with because my Bitcoin withdrawals were always coming, right? But some people, I guess, were having trouble with USDT, so they made a post over on their Telegram, which I talked about already. Um, and they just said, hey, while we're squaring that away, just go back into your back office, switch out the coin. Instead of USDT, maybe switch it out for something else, and you should be good with withdrawals. That being said, you guys know that the passive payouts occur every Friday. So this Friday, I'll have another video showing you what the passive payout was. They do pay out their affiliate commissions on Saturday. So typically Friday and Saturday, the website does get bogged down. Now it's been a lot better, especially since they've launched their auto compounding feature. You can go to your back office, set up auto compounding. So on Fridays, when your passive payout comes, you don't have to log in anymore manually. It'll just automatically take what your profits are for the week and throw it into your trading balance, so it'll trade for the following week. But yeah, Novatech is doing great. It's doing good. No issues whatsoever. Let's talk about funds. This is another platform that's just kind of been doing what it's supposed to be doing behind the scenes, just churning, trucking along and churning out, profits. They have the return on stake day on Fridays as well, just like Novatech. They do pay out their affiliate commissions every single day. This is a USDT and USDT TRC20 in. That's how you have to make your deposits. And the withdrawals are also in USDT TRC20. So if you don't know how to get USDT TRC20, you can go to an exchange. You can go to changely.com, Simple Swap. Any one of those exchanges will work. You can take Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, whatever coin you have, swap it out for USDT TRC20. Make sure you have a USDT TRC20 wallet address. Again, it has to be it's USDT on the Tron network, not the Ethereum network, not the Binance Smart Chain network. It has to be on the Tron network, USDT TRC20. Okay, not to be confused with ERC20, the TRC20. And then once you have that in your wallet, you can go ahead and deposit it into your back office. and then you can stake your funds, and then you'll start to receive an average of 3% a week. Again, it's not fixed; it'll go up and down, just like Novatech. But on average, for the last couple of weeks, it's been way above that 3% average. Okay, so again, 3% a week average equates to about 12% a month. For whatever reason, these platforms that are paying out an average of 3% a week, they've been able to sustain themselves a lot longer than some of these other different platforms. Again, can't guarantee the future, but that's just what we've seen historically with some of these different platforms. So funds continues to do its thing. Again, on this Friday, I'll have another video or another update talking about what the return on stake was for this week. But yeah, no issues whatsoever with funds. They've done extremely well. It's been another positive and profitable experience so far. Okay. Let's talk about IX Global. Now, again, this is the Debtbox website. Okay, if you're going to get into, if you're going to go ahead and get some of these licenses and nodes so you can start mining some of their tokens, you do need to create an account with IX Global first. Once you create your account with IX Global, you can purchase your license in the IX Global back office, and then it'll create automatically an account for you with the Debtbox. You don't have to manually create your account here with the Debtbox. It'll create it automatically, and you can use the same login credentials you have with your IX Global back office. You'll be able to log into your Debtbox back office with those same credentials. There you can see your licenses, you can see your mining rewards. They also have an app that you can download from the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, and you can actually you can cash out these tokens. Okay, some people say, well, if I'm mining these tokens, do I have to hold them for a period of time? You don't have to do anything. It's totally up to you. If you want to hold them and hodl them and see what happens in the future, you can. If you want to sell them out, you can. If you want to sell them for USDT, you can do that as well. It's totally up to you. You can do it straight from the phone app. But yeah, a couple quick updates. As I've mentioned before, they are increasing the price of the Explorer and Aluminum licenses next week. So those licenses are going to increase in price. They're also going to be launching rentals for the Explorer and Aluminum. So if you want to get into those, they're going to start next week as well. NatG licenses, a lot of you guys have NatG licenses. They're going to be sold out pretty soon. I believe the last time I checked, or the last update from corporate, there was 350 licenses left. So those licenses are going to go quick. If you want to pick one up, you can go to your back office, scoop one up before they pretty much get sold out. Because once they get sold out, that's it. Now, of course, you can get a rental for NatG, but for me, I like the licenses because, again, it's set it and forget it. I don't have to worry about getting on a waiting list for the rentals. I don't have to worry about renewing it every month. I just get a license and it pays me perpetually, right? It gives me mining rewards perpetually for 10 years. So again, if you like these tokens, if you like, a project that actually has a crypto backed by real world commodities like natural gas, gold. What's the other one? Oil, right? It's a great ecosystem. It's backed by something real. It's not a meme coin or anything like that. It's backed by something real. And then the projects that they have launching next year, they've already talked about. They have a token that's going to be backed by it's what's the word? It's backed by water. There's a lot of them. I'll do a standalone video on that. But they've already released about 6 or 7 different products that they're going to be launching next year. Their goal next year is to do 500 million in revenue. So yeah, that's huge. That's huge. They blew past their 100 million in revenue goal for this year. They blew past that. Initially, their goal was 300 million in revenue for 2023, and they bumped it up to 500 million because they just have so much momentum. So a lot of people are joining. I mean, I'm having friends of mine who, people that I've known in the network marketing space for years. A couple of them have hit me up saying, "Hey, give me some information on IX Global, right?" So yeah, it's the word is getting out. So again, it's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be a fun ride. There's also obviously a network marketing side to it if you want to participate in that. But you can simply just mine if you want and mine the different tokens. So again, I'll leave a link for this down below in the link tree. Let's talk about EasyBot. EasyBot, again, another platform that's just been doing its thing. Probably one of the safer ways to make money in the crypto space because the funds never leave your exchange account, whether you're using Binance or KuCoin. The funds stay in your account. Okay, you're not relinquishing custody of your funds to EasyBot. It's never going to a third party. It stays in your account. You connect the API, and EasyBot is allowed to trade with your funds, but they can't withdraw your funds. So again, you have total control of your funds. And again, don't. This is another one that you don't expect 1% a day or 2% a day. It's not going to pay that. But anywhere from 7 to 9% to 10%, depending on what the markets are doing. Anywhere from 7 to 10% a month. That's kind of what it's been doing. Over the last couple of months. Mind you, we're in a down market. We're in a bear market, right? If we get into a bull market, it'll probably do a lot better, obviously, right? There's people who were telling me when I first got in that during the bull market, they were making like 15% a month, right? Or 20% a month. Now that we're kind of in a down market, again, expect anywhere from 7 to 10% a month, give or take, depending on what pairs you're in. But that's respectable, right? Especially because the funds are totally safe, right? They're safe, they're in your account. You're not going to get rug pulled or anything like that. They never have access to your funds. Now there's still risk. Obviously you're still exposed to the market, right? So there's market risk you're exposed to, right? Because again, there's things that go on in the market. But there's also other things like Binance or KuCoin getting hacked or something like that. There's always that type of risk, right? But as far as them running away with your funds and just disappearing off into the sunset, like we see with a lot of these different platforms, it's just not going to happen, right? Again, the funds stay in your account. So again, if you're okay with getting a quote unquote lower result, let's say compared to a platform that pays out 2% or 3% a day, right, or 1% a day, and you're okay with 7 to 10% a month, but in exchange for that, you have the confidence that the funds will never leave your trading account, your trade your your trading account. This is a great platform. Okay, we have a team that's growing. I think we just blew past 900 members. There is an affiliate side to this if you want to participate in that. Again, that could be quite lucrative as well. But there's people that just they just attach the robot and they just kind of let the robot trade for them. So yeah, EasyBot is doing its thing. Haven't really talked about EasyBot in a minute. But sometimes, if I don't talk about something, it's because it's just doing what it's supposed to be doing. There's no real major updates to talk about, which is a good thing in this space, right? So yeah, EasyBot doing its thing. I'll leave a link for that down below as well. Validus is another platform that's kind of just quietly doing its thing. It's in the background. We're earning about 10% a month. This platform's been out for more than a year. Like I said, we're earning about 10% a month. The withdrawals are in Bitcoin. Now, one thing you need to know about Validus is you can only withdraw once a week or one day a week, right? There's a 24-hour window on Thursdays where you can go in and do your withdrawals. If you don't withdraw, um, if you don't withdraw your passive rewards, it'll just get compounded in for the for the following week, right? But yeah, it's been doing about 10% a month. The membership base has grown from 150,000 when I first came in to over 200,000 just recently. So again, the platform is still growing. The membership base is still continuing to increase, and so far so good. Validus has just been doing its thing. Another platform that I don't really need to do too many updates on because again, it's just doing what it's supposed to be doing. If you want to check Validus out, I will leave a link down below. Again, it pays out around 10% a month. This one here is called TT Global. Some of you guys have heard me talk about this before. It's based out of South Korea. Again, this is another platform that's just kind of doing its thing in the background. Again, it's about 7.5% or 7% to 12.5% a month, depending on if you're using the multiple position strategy that we've talked about. But again, 7% to 12.5% a month, very respectable. Only thing that I'll tell you about this is two updates. Well, not really updates, okay, because you probably already heard of these things if you've been watching my videos, but they do have a maintenance daily. So once a day for about an hour to an hour and a half, typically around 12:30 p.m. Eastern for about an hour to an hour and a half, because that's when they pay out their passive profit. Whenever they're paying out their passive profit, the website does go into maintenance mode. So you do need to know about that. You're not going to be able to access your back office. The other thing is if you're going to do a withdrawal, your first withdrawal, you have to fill out a form, not really a form, but you have to send in manually some information to them on your first deposit. After that, you'll be able to deposit right out of your back office. Okay, but on your first deposit, you do need to send them your ID. You need to send how much you want to withdraw. There's a couple of things. If you have any questions on that, hit me up. I'll let you know, and then you send it over to the admin, and they'll manually do your first withdrawal. After that, you could do it yourself. But that's the only other thing I'll tell you about the TT platform. Again, other than that, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Now, let's talk about some of these other platforms that have to have to make updates about, right? Bonanza's been it's been doing its thing. The one thing about Bonanza is they're supposed to be doing withdrawals not manual, automatically. Like there's no withdrawal button in the back office because once a month, or depending on how you have your package, like some people have a monthly package, some people have a quarterly package, some people have a 6 month package. For me, I have a monthly package, so my withdrawals should automatically come once a month. um, but what I've noticed, since they've redone a couple of times their back office, right? There's been some glitches. You have to send them a support ticket for your withdrawal. So typically before it was coming automatically. Since they've made a couple of changes to their back office, I think they're still kind of working out some road bumps. You do need to send them a support ticket and say, hey, I didn't get my withdrawal for the month. Can you send it over? And they'll go ahead and manually send it over. Um, so it's not automatic, which is, it should be, because there's no withdrawal button in their back office. But other than that, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I wish that we didn't have to send them a support ticket, because again, that means someone manually has to go in and process it, and depending on how many members that they have, and they have a lot, they have to go through all this probably manually. So you do have to wait a little bit, but they do send it manually. We'll see if they fix that though over the course of the next couple of weeks. Hopefully they kind of fix that, and people can move on. But they do live events. They do have a physical office in Los Angeles. Um, so again, we've talked about Bonanza at length before, but did want to give you that quick update. Wealth Mountain, as you guys know, the V1 did drain already. Now, cool thing about this is, even though while it was draining, you could have unstaked your staked amount, which is, in fact, that's what I did, right? I was able to unstake, and pull my funds out of the platform before the contract hit zero. They do have a V2 that they're going to be launching. I don't know if I'm going to jump into the V2, to be honest. I don't know enough about it. We'll have to wait and see. If you are interested in the V2, I believe it's launching between November 5th and November 10th, something like that. So around that time frame is when they're going to be launching it. Right now, they're doing migrations. People that had a balance and they weren't able to withdraw, they can migrate that balance to the V2 contract. Okay, I'm not in that situation. If you were able to unstake your funds, congratulations, but you're not going to qualify, because again, there's nothing to migrate because you were able to pull your funds out. We'll see what happens there. Again, I don't know if I'm going to jump into the V2. We'll have to wait and see. But did want to give you that quick update because some of you guys may have been in this. Okay. Last but not least, guys, is NVFX. NVFX, they've had some issues. You can see here. Let me see if I scroll down. Yeah, you can see here that they've had some issues. Last week they had a day that was like -20%, or was it -20 or -21? But they had pretty much a day that pretty much wiped out the previous couple of weeks' profits. So unfortunately, the gains that people were making after the first situation, their profits were kind of wiped out with the -20%, last week. So they're having some issues. They're having some. There's a lot of people that have lost confidence in not NVFX but Automated Capital, because NVFX is a third party broker. It might be time just to pack it up. As you can see, I have a couple $1,000 in here. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I'm kind of just watching it, from a distance and seeing what happens. But again, people might just want to, get out and, put their funds into something else. If there's anything for them to get out, they might want to get out and maybe put it into maybe the Faucet or Novatech or something like that. Because there's a lot of working platforms, there's really no need for us to kind of sit in a platform that's just having some issues, left and right, when there's working platforms that are just doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's no sense to subject ourselves to that. So we'll see. But yeah, they definitely had a a rough end to the week last week. Um, if there was a platform here that you had to choose from, right? If you say, hey, if there was one platform that I can get in, which would it be? If I didn't, if I gonna only have one platform, which one would it be? And again, there's a couple of good ones here, right? There's Novatech, there's Funds, IX Global's another one with the debt box token. It's a totally different platform. It's not an ROI contract. So again, it's a totally different model. But if I had to pick one, obviously the drip faucet would be, where to start. Where if you had to only just pick one platform, where would you go? This one would probably be my recommendation, but totally up to you guys. Again, I like to be diversified into many different things, only to kind of minimize my risk and then not overexpose myself. However, there are platforms that I favor more than others, and you can see that by the amount of funds I have in them. So even though I like to diversify, there are favorites of mine. Obviously, as you guys know, Drip and Drip Faucet, I'm heavily biased towards them. But anyway, if you want to check any of this stuff out, check out the link tree down below. That's pretty much it for this long-winded video. I apologize for that, but there's a lot of updates that are going on that I had to talk about. And yeah, if you want to follow me on Telegram, I'll leave a link for that down below. If you want to subscribe to my channel, so go ahead and subscribe, hit the little bell icon. As always, do your own research and only put in what you can afford to lose. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.